Hello, welcome to LinuxWorld. I'm Brent Turner. We're with the Open Voting Consortium here conducting the open source elections for LinuxWorld, and we're looking forward to our final tabulation on Thursday. In the meantime, we're just helping the voters go through the process of picking their choice for president and as well as best of show category. And we just wanted to say hello to the country and the world, and everyone root for open source elections to come into being as quickly as possible. We realize that there's a lot of disinformation in the arena regarding open source elections and the benefits. We just want to prove to the world that it's cheaper, more reliable, more secure, and has a lot of advantages regarding public oversight that proprietary code doesn't have. We're also interested in making sure that people take a look at www.openvoting.org for further information, and we appreciate you coming out. Thank you.
Really, when it comes down to it, we have to make sure we know how these things work. And I like the fact that this system asks you to sign off and gives you a chance to make sure that it hasn't generated something that you don't approve.
I'm Ed Charlin. I'm a founding member of Open Voting Consortium. What we want is a system that we can rely on because people can examine the code, people can test it for themselves, people can look at the voting record, people can test their own ballots to see that the barcodes we put on them say the same thing as the text that was printed, which is the same thing they voted for on the screen, that everything gets checked and checked again and checked against something else, and no one ever has to trust some part of the system just because the people in charge say so.
Well, what we've been seeing in the communities, the activist community where I come from, is a lot of people saying, you know, we should just get rid of computers altogether and hand count the paper ballots. So with this particular system, we have a hand countable paper ballot, but we're recognizing the fact, the reality that we're using computerization in our election systems. So our goal is to make them as clean and transparent as possible, and that's where we utilize the open source code.
So what we're doing here is doing the half-hour tabulation of the votes cast in the past half hour. I'm going to take each vote that was, or each ballot that was placed in the ballot box and scan it with this barcode scanner. This is a stock scanner that reads PDF 117. It's something anyone can buy. Everyone uses them. Airlines, FedEx. As I scan each ballot, John McCain, you'll see the numbers on the screen increment to reflect the votes cast on that ballot. If I was to make a mistake and scan a ballot again, the computer will tell me that this ballot has already been counted. This ensures that each ballot is counted once and only once. In addition, there's some security information encoded into this barcode that traces it back to the machine that created it. So that prevents you from printing out 500 of them at home and bringing them in. So each of these ballots is guaranteed to be printed by a machine at this polling station.
There are innumerable holes in election software as it's being done now by proprietary companies, with tests being done by other proprietary companies and nothing being disclosed to the public about what went on.
My name is Alan Dechert with the Open Voting Consortium. I'm the president and one of the 3 founders of the consortium. It's not in their interest. A lot of powerful people, you know, all the big heroes of intellectual property don't want to see open source anywhere, and they certainly don't want to see it in the election system. So we're not gonna win them over anytime soon. We're just gonna have to defeat them, basically.
I think that what you would see today that is being demonstrated here would, with a regular proprietary election system, run probably about $4,000 per station. And here we're looking at approximately $400 estimated, so that's about 1/10 of the cost. And certainly the fact that a lot of this is off the shelf makes it easy to just go out and purchase, so you don't get into that whole vendor lock-in issue, and there's some interoperability created as well.
What was that?
Couldn't do write-ins.
That's true. We
Couldn't
wanted
vote
to keep
for
it,
ourselves. Couldn't vote for Ben Stein. You know.
We did try to keep it simple at this point because, you know, when you write in a candidate anyway, you have to write in candidates that have already registered as write-in candidates. It's not as straightforward as I thought either. they don't count all those votes for Superman I've been casting.
It's worth noting that the Carter Center will not observe elections in the United States. We don't meet their standards. In large part because every county can have different rules.
Final tabulation will occur in 5 minutes. Anybody interested in seeing the results of Best of Show and the presidential election, please come by the open voting booth. Thank you. For the presidential poll, Barack Obama, 13 votes. John McCain, 2 votes. For the next batch, only the presidential poll, Barack Obama, 63 votes. John McCain, 16 votes. Feel free to applaud any time for any candidate. Barack Obama, 21 votes. John McCain, 5 votes. And with that, we're concluding our first open source code election at LinuxWorld. Our ballot count 816. We have a winner in the presidential poll, Barack Obama, with 545 votes, over John McCain in second with 135. Best of Show category, we have the winner Canonical with 165 votes, followed by second place Barracuda Networks with 32 votes. This concludes the first open source election at LinuxWorld. We appreciate all your participation and thank you for voting.
The problem here really is that we're awful trusting if you think about it. This system actually asks you to go through and check whether or not it's registering who you think you voted for, and you get a printout, so you're responsible for making sure that your ballot says what you think it should say and that it goes into the box. And it's a way for you to know what your ballot said when it went off somewhere, and that's what concerns me. Is I would just like for there to be a way for me to make sure that my participation was what I thought it was.